I thought we were recording. Hey, folks, Scott with the Archery Unhinged podcast, and we are here with Mr. Bridger Deaton.
Howdy.
And Jason Tabansky. And we've been talking for like a half an hour about stuff we should have put on this stupid podcast. Dumb. Jason's like, hey, we need to start recording. Get it over with.
Yeah. Well, we're on there now.
All right. Anyways, we were just talking about London, Kentucky. I just got back, and I will say this, that for the outdoor 3D, London, the city pulled out all the stops. I mean, after the tornado went through there and ripped apart half of the area we shoot in, and I mean, it was weird to see it. It had changed so much from the prior years that I shot there. It was really weird. But they built about in between 200 and 300 yards long, roughly. It was at least 80 to 100 yards wide, concrete, open air pavilion. I think the roof and the half walls were fabric material, anti-reflective, it looked like. The temperature inside the thing was actually cool. People that were working the booth, like even I had some girls come in and they were wearing jackets during the middle of the day because when the air is coming through there and it's picking up that concrete,
like way cool.
Oh, it was like an AC unit. And it was kind of weird though when you go outside and walk out on the practice range and go to the ranges, it was sweltering hot. But man, it was awesome. It was a great event. The city did, as they always do, they pull out the red carpet for the archery stuff. Of course, the biggest complaint, and always will be there, you can't see anything. It's like I cannot explain to you how lenses have to come out, lower power lenses. You can't find targets. They're sitting back in the dark so bad. Anybody who tells me they were aiming at 12s, they're just liars.
Bro,
sorry.
I mean, obviously it's easy as a competitor to complain about shit, especially a guy that didn't go. I mean, I get it. I get it. Scott's showing me a picture. I get it,
show you a picture. I don't know if you can get it, but this is a picture of one of the targets, and you guys can see this big black chasm. There's a target down in that.
But every single one of your competitors is standing at that same stake.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Shoot or shoot, bro.
Yeah, yeah. So it was interesting. It's a frustrating place. I literally shot the lowest score I've ever shot, I think, in my entire career. And there's no excuses. I just shot like crap. I'm actually judging on those hills in that darkness too, standing in the light, is challenging and not being from that area. I misjudged 4 targets. It cost me basically 10, 20, 30, 40 points. I mean that's a killer.
You 3D guys talking about hills after I went and shot. I mean, Reading, which isn't like, it's a field course. Like, it's not the most technical one out there, but there are challenging shots and break the barriers. Like, which I would say, having not shot like a Pro Series or like USA Field, which they're doing this weekend or this week, it's like one of the most technical courses I've ever shot.
Break the barriers?
Yeah. Like, it was a ball.
Was it more technical than Reading?
Yes, just slightly. Like, I mean, it was also like smaller dots. You're aiming at IBO 12s basically.
Right.
And so, I mean, it's a smaller target, but there was definitely more angles, more side hills. Like, it was a long day. We shot, I mean, I think it's a 70 target course and
35 a day.
Yeah. So,
well, and people don't know this. If you don't know, you won that event.
No, I ended up third.
You got second or third.
I ended up third.
Okay, I forgot.
And I shot a 5 like towards the end on day 2.
That's what it was.
Like,
you would have won it.
Not won it. I would have been solid in second, but like, or close to second place. But I had one uphill. I would say it's one of the most technical shots on it, but it's like an uphill elk at 57. Like 57 or 50. No, it was 54, and I set my sight for 57.
Oh.
And I like triple checked it and still misset it by 5 yards. But
Bridger,
if I had an extra 7 points because I shot a 5.
Yeah.
Because I shot it and I'm like, oh yeah, hell yeah, I hit that. Courtney's like, it's a 5. I'm like, no, or she goes, you misset your sight. And I looked, I'm like, no, I didn't. I triple checked it. And I hit it with my rangefinder and it was like, oh my God, I misset my sight. I shot it like way up in the chuck. Yeah. So crazy. Luckily it hit foam.
Yeah,
but
you're lucky it hit foam on a 5.
I mean, it was
50.
I mean, it wasn't like 45 degrees uphill, but it was probably
30.
Like 25 to 30. Like, it was a long uphill shot, 50 plus yards. I mean, you're shooting at a 12, that's about a $50.
Right.
On that size target.
Then you went to Reading.
Then Reading
right
was
after
2
that, the
weeks,
weekend.
2 weeks after that, and I had the yips there.
Yeah.
Ruh-roh.
If you're a golfer, you have the yips, putting the ball, bro. Like shooting at that small 12, I could get away with just like pulling real hard, and once it covered it, just popping it. But when that dot turns into a little bit larger dot, and you're just firing on the edge of it, like you only hit like half of them.
So how'd you get the yips? I mean, what do you think?
I mean, I've been struggling with execution for like ever. And I just was like, the hell with it. This bow, like if I'm against the back wall, it goes behind the pin. So I was just like pulling real hard. And on those small dots that break the barriers, it was easy because my pin was the same size as a dot.
Right.
So once I only saw one thing, I could just shoot it. And I was hitting a decent amount of them.
Right.
And then I go to Reading, and my dot is, 25% the size of the dot. When I get to the edge of it, I just fire it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I wasn't getting to the edge of it.
That sucks.
So you're basically doing the same thing that I was doing. Like, ooh, I'm coming down. There's yellow. Let me stop right there. All right, cool. Now I've got my finger on the trigger. Oh, shit, it's going down.
Yeah. You're just not committed to putting the pin in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's always been it's there. I'm not going to hold it there long enough to execute the shot that I need to make it hit there.
Right.
And so I just get like that little anticipation of like, well, it's there, better go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes you get to the point where it's there, better go, turns into it's not quite there, but I should start hitting it before it gets there.
So
it's going to get there eventually.
It's going to get there eventually.
And I care to say that this is probably a common issue that our listeners are probably have went through. So I guess my question is, what have you been doing in the last 3 or 4 weeks working to get past those yips?
Just aiming drills. So like forcing myself to like shoot a good shot. I'll take and shoot it like pieces of electric tape on a piece of cardboard. So like even I'll color in black dots with a Sharpie and just shoot them at 20 yards.
And just trying to maintain your pin in
just focus on executing good shots and letting that thing bounce around. Yeah, and just get better at aiming. Like my shot has always been an aim. My aim has always been tied to my execution.
100%.
If it's aiming good,
you're on fire. Yeah.
If I'm aiming good, like I'm totally comfortable pushing through the shot the way that I want to.
Right.
And it's just getting comfortable seeing the amount of aim bounce that I have and still firing the shot the way that I need to.
Right.
So it's just getting used to seeing the movement.
Yeah. But that's being comfortable with the movement.
Yeah.
And executing a shot after you get there. Yeah.
And also, like, I played with my stabilizers a bunch. So I've gone back to, honestly, the way I shot my bows when I won the World Cup. Like, I was a lot more front heavy. Not like crazy. Back then, I was shooting like damn near 20 ounces on the front bar.
Yeah.
Too old for that shit now. But I have I'm at like 16 or 18 on the back and 14 to 15. I'll play with 1/3 ounce weights.
Gotcha.
But not quite 1-to-1. But if I just like hold my bow and let it just fall in my hand, it's like almost to 45 degrees.
Right.
But it forces me to hold into the back more.
Well, I was going to say, you got to be pulling pretty hard in the backside to keep it up.
Dude, like, okay, so one thing like Rio always talked about when he shot, because Rio Wild famously always had like a shitload of weight on his front bar.
And very little.
And like a lot of side weight, which I don't really like the side weight as much, but I always like that heavy front weight because he goes, dude, if you watch like the biathlete dudes, the guys that are like skiing their balls off and like breathing heavy and everything, and then them having to come in and get lined up and hold steady enough to shoot those little pins with 22s.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're leaning back and using their center of gravity with that heavier rifle out front to steady their
hold their aim while they're breathing heavy.
Yep. So, like, why not do the same thing? You're a seesaw. Like, if I want to pull hard to keep everything back here, like, what's 15 to 25 pounds, depending on your style, for holding weight.
Right.
I'm holding, like, between 14 and a half and 15. What's 15 pounds back here compared to 15 ounces out in front of me?
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, granted, you also have to include the weight of the bow, but even then, like, my whole bow setup is probably like 9.5 pounds max.
It's funny you bring that up because this weekend, as I was struggling, now, here's a bad thing, and I actually did a video about this on I shot my bow as well as I could be expected to shoot it. I actually was happy. You know, and me typically...
The way you're like aiming and firing shots.
Yeah, yes. Because if you would have seen my score, and Bridger knows me, and I know Jason especially, I probably would have been pretty close to wrapping my bow around a tree and going nuclear. Yeah. And even the people that came by the booth that, you know, we were running were talking about the fact that, man, you seem to be pretty happy for as bad as you shot. And I'm like, dude, you know, I can't get mad when I'm shooting my bow well.
Yeah.
You know, and I was, but on top of that, I was starting to analyze and really tear apart some things in my shot that I have taken for granted because I don't practice. And
that.
Yeah. Well, no, for real. So I haven't really checked my draw length in a long time, and I noticed I put some different stops on while I was there, and I noticed I was sitting in the 26 and a half setting. I ain't 26 and a half. And so I didn't, but I want to change it because it would have changed my tape. So I had to, but I never let it get in my head, but I noticed, okay, why am I there, number one? And I started checking my holding weight, and I thought, man, could I aim better? But I was aiming really good. So that wasn't the issue, but it was like, I really haven't looked at my bow's tune. And I had a guy standing behind me on a practice round one day. He said, hey, Hamlin, are you getting vein contact? Well, it was Ace Coleman. And I was like, no, your arrows are doing little circlies going down through there. And I started looking. I was trying to see it. I couldn't see it because I can't get out of my shot to find it, which got in my head. So now I'm thinking, okay, I'm getting out of the 4-flash and going to a 3-flash so I can get rid of some clearance issues potentially. But I really started to break down and said, I'm going to try and do some things. But to your point, what you said, I don't know also if as I age, getting older, should I start looking at, you know, Chris Perkins, Rio, these guys that are really leaning back hard and using leverage to their advantage to help hold the weights that they do, which in turn allow them to shoot enough weight to allow them to hold steady. Because a heavier object in perpetual motion is harder to move when it weighs more. We know that. So maybe I need to go back and start looking at that because I don't run a lot of weight because of my age. And I'm trying, as a coach, I try to have perfect vertical form and everything flat and do the T and all that. But maybe I need to start shooting a bow, that I am more capable of shooting and repeating regardless of what the book tells me. You know, I actually been thinking about that for 20-hour drive, which sucked. So I'm going to try something. And then the other big issue,
I should have brought my bow today.
You shoot like us.
Well, here's another question I'll ask both of you. This is something that I've been contemplating, and I'm getting mixed reviews from everybody, but I shoot the Tritech 33 because my draw length is truly a 25 3/4. I can get away with 26, but I really want to try the 35. But it is a scotch long for me. But I'm wondering how much I'm missing out on having that extra 2 inches in vertical stability, or should it matter?
I think for you, like, because you're probably truly a 25 and a half.
Truly, yeah, I agree.
Like, I think it's going to be easier for you to get the face. Well, at least for me, the reason I like the 35 is the way I'm able to put my face on the string.
Correct.
I can get the facial contact and reference points the way that I want it without smothering it.
Yeah, and it's not so shallow.
The reason I always,
so steep.
Granted, I won finals with a 40-inch bow, but like the thing I struggled with the most was facial contact of my arrow on my face and getting the string where I needed it on a 40-inch axle with how tall it was. So for you, like a 37-inch bow at your draw length because you're 2 inches plus shorter than me.
Right.
Like getting to that facial contact the way that I want as far as pressure on the nose, where it's hitting me on the corner of the mouth, how I'm able to put my face against it and kick my chin out of the way. It's easier for me to do on a 35-inch bow than it is on a 37 to a 40-inch bow. And for me, it's just a tuning thing. But so, like, to me, getting that for you is easier on a 33-inch bow. Because you anchor about the same way I do. You come up on the side of your face more than you sit underneath your chin.
Correct.
Or underneath your jawline.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm going to try. Actually, I'm going to look at that. I'm going to actually look at maybe shifting my position more vertical or getting down on my jaw, getting my peep height a little bit spread.
I mean, yeah, it depends on what you want.
I want to actually mess with all that to find out, am I missing something? Because I'm actually shooting pretty good. I'm shooting more this year than I have in the years past, as much as I don't shoot enough. But
for me, out of that 35-inch bow, I'm able to get enough speed to where I can clear 110 yards, even with that lower peep height. Because, dude, the reason I like being on the side of my face is, like, when that scope housing moves, moving it from 20 yards to 100 yards, like, it's easier for me to manipulate my anchor and still get the same facial contact.
Same facial contact, right. To get the same shot.
Yeah, well, to get my peep sight lined up with my scope housing.
Yep.
And like with the longer bow, for me, it would always change. Like I'd always have to go like a foot per second slower sight tape, like 85 or 90 yards plus, because I'd start leaning into the nose,
putting pressure on your string, getting string
and like
pressure.
my string pressure would change.
Yeah.
So it would hit higher or lower.
Yep.
Like the further or closer I hit was on the sight tape.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a weird weekend, but it was cool. Reading. So let's talk about Reading real quick. I mean, you guys, who won Reading in the
Kyle.
side? So I'm going to tell you something right
great.
now.
He
Kyle
shot one
Douglas is on an absolute massive tear right now.
He's killing it.
So he
bro.
won Reading, then he went and won the Summit. Didn't he win Summit?
Yeah,
Jay?
he won Utah.
He won Utah.
He won Utah, and then he left Utah and came to London. And
London.
we don't know how he shot the score he shot. Seriously,
Bro, shoot,
dude.
man.
Yeah, but come on, that range that he shot, and I was talking to Chad Hilburn. He's a senior pro that shot the same range that they shoot, and Chad said he's like, "How do you post up 36 on a range that you literally can't see half the targets?" I mean, that guy's just unconscious right now.
Some guys just
And
walk
he's
in the
shooting,
light.
and then we get to the shoot down, and he's just effortlessly beating you in the shoot down. Like it's almost like, to me, it almost looked like he's bored. No, for real.
I'm sure he's bored of cash and checks.
Yeah, no, the guy's won what?
Dude, he automatically by winning that, he's into because USA Archery has a USAT final series,
Mm-hmm.
so he's
Oh
automatically
yeah, he's
into that.
automatically into
Yeah.
that.
And it's the only one he shot this year. No, he shot another one. He didn't
shot
shoot
Gator
Gator.
Cup.
Did he shoot Gator?
I thought so. I don't know, but if he goes to a couple other ones, he might make the World Cup team for next year.
I mean, yeah. Well,
and then it's going to get
you
nasty.
you still can only technically miss one USAT as far as like rolling rank goes, right?
Correct.
So
You can drop one.
I guess I don't know what his schedule looks like or how many events have gone on so far, but
Two.
two.
You
So
got
he could have
SoCal
missed
coming
one
up.
as long as he hits all of them plus nationals. If he did miss one of the last,
Well, if he's
he
going
didn't
to
go
the
to Gator,
finals,
I don't
he's
know.
going to hit nationals because it's the day
Yeah.
before nationals.
yeah,
I don't know, but I don't know what Matthews pays for his USAT win, but I just know he's made close to $50,000 in 6 weeks.
I mean, bro, he also won indoor nationals.
Yeah, he's unconscious right now, dude.
Yeah.
That guy's.
Like I said, I'm sure he's bored of cash and checks, homie.
Well, I maybe it's the boredom of looks of him shooting and winning. It's just unreal. I mean, it's like I said in the shoot down, it just looks effortless. Like he's not. I mean, he's trying, but
shooting. I mean, he's putting in the work and shooting
Yeah,
well. He deserves every bit of win he's getting.
man,
Like-
he's good right now. Scary individual for sure. Because right now, any game that he plays, if this involves a carbon tube and a target, he is
Yeah,
unbeatable. I mean, everyone is shooting for second place right now, which is crazy. But anyways, Reading turned out, like I said, and what's weird about Reading this year, you guys had like the most, I think it was hot, I heard.
I mean, it was warm like the second day, maybe. It was warm on Thursday practice day.
Was wind an issue at all?
I mean, there was a couple targets where it was windy, but they were all normal windy targets.
The
like
typical wind you have there. Yeah.
Bigfoot, elk herd,
Canyon
grizzly bears. Yeah, the canyon bears. Like all the normal targets where like, yeah, I'm probably going to have to deal with wind in one factor or another.
Right.
But like weather-wise, it was awesome.
I heard it was beautiful.
Like best weather we've had in probably 8 to 10 years. Like it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I shot like an asshole. I mean, it was a really good weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, the shooting was tough sledding.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's coming off of a win at, you probably had you wanted to have some momentum going into Reading.
I mean,
Coming off a win at Break the Barriers.
That's how I felt. And the shot that the bag of shots I brought with me just was not the right golf bag.
Yeah.
When I got there. Like I shot okay on the warm-up ranges on Thursday, but like, I don't know. I just, under the pressure situation, the bag of shots I had did not work out. Like I shot well the first like 3/4 of the day on Sunday. I mean, it was too little too late at that point.
Yeah, right.
Like I put together a good handful of shots. So I had something to like take home and work on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was not very good.
Who won the women's side? Was it Paige?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
Cassidy got second there, I think, didn't she? Or no, she didn't go this year.
No, she didn't go because
she was
had her
graduating.
she had
Masters. I know. I seen her at the
doctorate.
doctorate. Yeah, I seen her at London. It was like, was her doctorate?
Yeah.
Her PhD?
Yep.
Yeah, bro.
That's the real deal.
Like
Dr.
Big brain,
Cassidy.
bro.
Yeah, she's big brain. Exactly.
Well, now
All
she can go
smart
be a
as
college
shit.
professor.
She posted an Instagram story where she's like, has a doctorate, still can't set her sight. Like,
Yeah, that's funny. But
big
no,
brain, dude.
it was a good tournament for sure. I heard it was amazing this year. This year would have been the year to go because of the weather.
It was.
Yeah.
Dude, that tournament will always be one of the best ones on the schedule.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you got like a 4-wheel drive chair that could run that thing, but
Someone told me that it was possible to do it minus
I
a
heard,
couple
but
targets.
minus 1 or 2 targets. Yeah, that's what they
like,
said.
there's a couple spots that might be tough where we're standing on a hill, like right before the canyon bears. Probably like that 9-yard shot, you'd have to shoot for like 11 or 12, and your chair would have to do some fancy shit to like stay upright and point you toward the target. But
Yeah.
We can figure it out.
Not a big deal. And then we had,
So Reading finished, and then we went to Salt Lake.
Salt Lake, then
yeah, you guys had beautiful weather there too, compared to what the kids
Dude.
dealt with this week.
It was too perfect
Yeah.
to the point where it was, at least for me, aggravatingly perfect. It was so good that I should have shot better, and then just didn't. But
Well, you know, something you and I talked about, and this is, I think, is always something to do with the Mountain West is elevation.
oh, big time.
Because I know I talked to you, I think, after the day one of quals, and you were saying, yeah, I mean, I just didn't feel right, you know, and that is elevation sickness.
Oh yeah,
1,000%.
I mean, Salt Lake is what, like 3,000 or 4,000?
it's 4,600.
46.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's I don't know, at least
mild.
2,000 plus more higher than here.
No, it's 4,000. We're only at like 600-800 feet up here above sea level. So you're almost.
I mean, Bernie's a little bit higher.
Bernie's higher, but not
Bernie's
San
like-
Antonio.
But it's, I don't think it's still 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 1,200.
Oh, is it really?
So I mean, but still,
There's still a
like
huge
2,000
difference.
plus change.
Not
Here's
just
the
that,
deal.
but then the air's thinner. You know, everything is different. I was dehydrated as hell.
Well, the
Yeah.
ambient heat, you're closer to the sun. I know it sounds stupid, but I'm telling you.
shooting on turf.
It can be 70 degrees, and if you're at 11,000 feet elk hunting, you feel like it's 100.
I felt it. Yeah,
Yeah.
When I went on that elk hunt in Colorado,
Yeah.
we're up at 14,000, and that sun felt like it was at 5 feet away.
He's 5 feet away.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, that's what I mean. So, anyways,
But still.
I think that was part of the issue for you.
Yeah, so we got there on Thursday, and then we just went and hung out. Went and ate breakfast. Perkins, man, I love that place.
Perkins.
It's amazing. I ordered biscuits and gravy, and I got biscuit sandwiches covered in gravy. I mean,
that's not the worst thing.
No.
to have.
No.
Like, were they
It
like
was-
sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit
Yes.
sandwiches?
the worst thing was that I couldn't finish them,
Bro.
but it was amazing. So then we went from there to the Easton factory for a little while. They were doing tours and went through that, and then went out to the field to see how everybody was doing. And I felt bad for everyone that Thursday because they were practicing, and it was blowing like 20 to 25. People were climbing the rocks back there. You know where the rocks are in the, in the back?
to get arrows. They were
Yeah,
missing.
find arrows.
Dude, Lancaster sold so many arrows that day. It was insane. Like somebody went out there with 12 and was like, I've got 2. Yeah. So they were cutting arrows, building arrows for people,
Bro.
doing all that stuff. They sold out of their jigs. Yeah, it was insane. But then the next day, we showed up. We had official practice from 8 a.m. to 10:30, and it was dead. Just absolutely dead. Just beautiful. It was nice and cool. It was almost too cold. It was 55.
That's chilly.
But then the sun started shining, and it got hot. But yeah, it was just weird. And then obviously, of course, like self-sabotage, like we were talking about. Again, big tip. If you're gonna tiller your bow, tiller it the right way.
Tiller it the right way. So
Yeah.
Jason decided to tiller his
On the
bow
line.
with downforce on the line, which then he wondered why he couldn't get to the yellow.
Yeah.
Turned it the wrong way.
Just a little bit.
Turned the wrong limb bolt.
Turn the
Yes.
wrong limb bolt. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was
exactly.
like, why is my pin going lower and lower and lower? So anyway, still managed to shoot, won that. But a lot of the people there, they shot really well.
Scores were good.
Yeah, Brady won.
Brady
It was-
shot his tail off.
It was a very rushed schedule too. Almost felt like it because we shot. So it was women compound, men recurve, and us, the W1s, shooting on Friday morning, and then in the afternoon they had official practice for women's recurve, men's compound, and the rest of the para guys. And then Saturday morning, they qualified, and we came in at 1 o'clock and shot our finals, and they shot it all the way through. It wasn't televised. There was nothing, no finals venue, no nothing. So they all just went through that. And then, we had Alexis won first, Paige second, and Olivia third. And then there was the women's 50-plus. Mel LaBeouf from here and Bernie won that. And then the next day was the women's recurve and the men's compound. And we watched a lot of the men's compound because that was really cool. Kyle was just having a
Kyle won
dude.
That.
He was just having fun. That's what it looked like. You'd look down at his target and you'd see just a black line.
A hole.
Yeah. So he shot really well. Ace Coleman shot really well. Braden shot really well. Braden got taken out by Dewey Hathaway, and Dewey was shooting amazing.
Dewey was shooting really good.
Yep.
Didn't he finish second?
I think he finished second.
I think he's second, yeah.
Yep. It was, if I'm correct, it was Kyle, Dewey, and Ace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
but now USC Archery
Alexis
pays through 6th place.
Really?
Yeah. So
Alexis finished first in the women's.
Yeah. Yep. And then on the recurve side, I wasn't around for that.
Yeah.
We had to.
Brady won, though.
That was on Sunday. So Brady won on the men's side.
Men's side, I think.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Casey?
No, Casey
No,
didn't
actually,
win.
I was there. It was
Jennifer.
Musino.
Yeah,
it was Jenny. Jenny got first.
She shot awesome. That was great to see, too.
Abigail, who's a newcomer, she's one of Mel's students. I think this is her first year on the senior tour. She got second, and then Catalina got third.
Yeah. The girls are getting competitive.
Dude, it's gonna be tough for their next Olympic cycle.
Yeah, because it'll be anybody's game.
Yeah, there's a lot of shooters out there.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
Yeah, no, it was a good event. It was a really good event.
Cool.
The venue was cool, and then obviously the kids were up this past.
Yeah,
weekend.
and then the kids shot the week after,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a shooter out there. Man, she said qualification day. No, it was practice day. I think it was maybe 20 to 30 mile an hour.
Yeah.
She showed me a picture of her target, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And then I was talking to my buddy Tyler, his Brody Terry won one of the kids events. But anyways, he said it was brutal. And apparently it rained on them.
It rained on
day.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. So they got the brunt of the weather that you guys missed.
Correct.
So
I was home.
You were home already, exactly. But
so yeah, I mean, that's USAT number 2. We got SoCal coming up in a couple weeks.
Are you going to SoCal?
Heck no.
No. So you're
no.
You're going to save that for Czech.
So I'll be going to Czech. So I'm actually working that weekend. I'm going to be working Warrior Games here in San Antonio.
That's right. We're going to work Warrior Games on Monday and Tuesday.
And then there's going to be, 5 or 6 days in between.
Yeah.
And then go to Czech Republic on the 25th. So I'm excited for that one.
Yeah.
Be a good trip.
Cool. Crazy. Yeah, it's tournament season in full swing, but I tell you what, we're halfway through the season right now.
You guys are
getting ready to wrap up. Well, most about everything it seems like. I mean, you got Czech, and then you got a long break after Czech Republic, or you?
I come back from Czech. Well,
and then you got Outdoor Nationals.
I'm staying in Germany for an additional week, so I come back on July 11th. I turn around and drive to Ohio on the 14th
for the Buckeye.
For Buckeye, yeah. And then after that, we've got Outdoor Nationals in August, middle of August, like the 11th through the 17th,
right?
Something like that.
I'm going with you on that.
Yeah,
we're
going fishing.
You're going to outdoor?
Yeah.
You're going to go fishing.
Well, yeah, I'll do both. I can shoot my bow.
I'm just messing with you. Oh, you are going to go shoot? That's cool.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's the year or two before
Olympic year.
Yeah.
Might as well start.
May as well get used to it again.
See what's happening. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's probably, there were a lot of people, again, at this tournament in London, all the ASA shooters were, because I think they know that I coach you, and off the podcast, I'm involved with USAT there. Everybody blowing. I want to make a sign, with instructions on how to do this, because I'm not kidding you, dude. I got asked, if not 10 times, 20 times, hey, do you know what the qualifications what's going to be? What are going to be the requirements? When's it going to start? We guys next year? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. I mean, Jason, I don't know if Jason knows yet.
All I know is sometime next year there's going to be a start.
Well, and I guess, here's what I don't get. We're basically theoretically 2 years away right now, target season-wise. We're 2 years away. In the next couple months, we're exactly 2 years. Why are they not telling people? Because it literally, if you're an archer that is shooting a different genre and you want to go make a run at it, we got to give them the time to change their schedules. Look at some of these guys are under contract with manufacturers, and they've got to alter and amend those contract schedules if they want to go make a run at it. And I think USA Archery is not doing themselves any favors not telling people. Well, they got to know.
Yeah, well, the thing is, trials are always going to be in conjunction with USAT events.
But what are okay? So if that's the case, then what's the format? It should be you should know.
So it's simple. I mean, everything is online. You go to a USAT event and you shoot. World Archery has got MQSs out there, right? Like if you want to go to a World Archery event now, you've got to hit an MQS to be able to go.
So you can't go sign up. You can't go sign up for Czech.
We don't have to worry about having a team position at the Olympics because we're a host nation.
We already have it.
So we automatically
get a bid. We have a bid, right?
What our team selection procedure is, we don't know yet.
That's my issue.
To be honest, like if you're worried about what to practice, like bro,
just shoot 50 meters.
Go stand at 50 meters.
It's not that because and it has nothing to do. These guys know how to shoot their bows.
Well,
it's what do I have to mark
from
off my
schedule standpoint? Like it'll come out. It's going to be the same as any other schedule.
Just
it's going to come out in January or like within 12 months of it happening. You're going to know when it's going to be, the type of travel you're going to have to set aside for it. Like it's just like every other.
So you realize
for next year comes out after Outdoor Nationals.
Yeah, like
as of right now, you are 14 months away from the Olympics.
If it takes you 14 months to book a hotel
wait a minute,
room,
not 14 months. Hold on.
Like,
we're 24 months.
Because 2028 is actually August. It's only half the year. So you're really, what I'm saying is you're going into right now being
the Olympics are in
2 years
July.
away. 2 years away.
The Olympics are in July of 2028.
Yeah, it's like 26.
But the thing is, the trials events and all that, that's not mandated by USA Archery. That's USOPC that owns trials. So they will let us know when we can host trials and things like that, right? So my recommendation to everybody is the USAT schedule comes out at the end of the season, like after Outdoor Nationals.
So your recommendation, start shooting 2027 full USAT schedule.
Yeah. Start getting used to it. Those are the people that you're going to have to beat.
It's going to be some format of shooting a 72 arrow ranking round and then shooting 15 arrow and matches.
Mm-hmm.
Like
round robins,
like round robin style.
But okay, so this is a question I get asked a lot, and dude, I have no clue. And maybe you guys know this because you've shot it so long. You know, if there's a certain point within the season in 27 that you're not, I mean, do they have to make the top 8 team to qualify? To have the right.
This is what I'm
qualify?
guessing. Yeah, this is what I'm guessing is going to happen. Third quarter of 2027, they're going to have a big event in conjunction with the USAT. And they're going to say, all right, we're having a standalone 72 arrow round. And from this round, we're going to take the top 32. Boom.
Yeah.
So then the top 32 move on to 2028. In 2028, like trials will not be finished in 27. Trials will probably be finished like
a month before.
Like I'm saying by the second or third USAT of 2028, you'll have a team. Probably the second.
There'll be at least one world event between when trials finishes and the Olympics event.
So
correct.
So what you're saying is, hypothetically, this is not in stone. If you don't make that top 32, let's say you finish 40th, you can quit your Olympic dream and go back to do what you do.
Correct.
Okay. That's what everybody wants to know.
Yeah.
I mean, more than likely, like if we look at the history of how USA Archery has done Olympic trials in the past for recurve, world trials for compound, for world championship teams, like there's always an event where they do, hey, you got to perform here to make the cut to be able to try out for the team. Right?
Yeah.
Like it's always been that way.
Yeah, because they're guesstimating that like when they open this event and actually say, hey, next year
this is going to be the event at Chula
let's say Buckeye or at Outdoor Nationals. After Outdoor Nationals is done, we're going to have a 72 arrow that everybody's invited to, right? And let's say they have 200 people sign up for it. They might cut down to 32, or they might cut down to 64, and then take those 64, go to Arizona, cut those down to 32,
yeah,
and then you go to Gator Cup and cut that down to 16,
right,
and then take those 16 and pick one and an alternate,
either 16 to cut to 8 and then do round robins.
That makes sense, and that makes total sense.
So at the end of the day, they got to cut down to 8 to do round robins, and that's usually what they do.
Right.
I mean,
okay.
I hope, since it is a mixed team exclusively event, like I kind of hope they do some sort of cut to make it so you'd shoot a round robin as a mixed team. So like some way as a man, you shoot against every other man in a round robin match with every other female.
Right.
And you like flip flop back and forth.
So you can see how you react with a teammate.
Yeah, I mean,
no matter who
it's going to be a mixed team event. Why not do trials in a
Right.
mixed team
environment? Yeah.
I mean,
That's
you're
cool.
going to have ranking rounds to cut it down to like a big group to like an elite enough group to where you can do that.
And that sounds like common sense type way to do it. And I think that's the whole thing. And I think anybody listening will probably take away from, okay, now I kind of get it. So let's shoot us. You know, I've said this, you shoot a full schedule in 27. And then once they have that, you know, to what you said, that ranking event, and you either will make it or you won't, and then you'll know, and you go about your business after that. You don't have to worry about it anymore. 100%. So I think that's the $1 million question that everyone's been
leaving everybody on the fence.
Yeah, and honestly, what's happening, you got to understand, these guys, some of these guys are, you know, they shoot a full suite of tournaments that are scheduled out a year in advance. Well, you're talking about taking that tournament schedule and literally throwing it out the window, because some of these guys are going to do it. I mean, I think it's going to hurt ASA. Because if you want to really, you think you got a chance and you really want to make it,
you got to dedicate yourself.
You got to dedicate yourself to it. You're not going to bounce back and forth and do it. There's very few people that can do that and do it well. You know, Curtis Broadnax, for example, he does it really good. He goes back and forth and does it well.
Yeah.
But, you know, Ace Coleman is actually coming out of nowhere shooting USATs now and does both pretty decently well. I mean,
he's had 2 podiums in a row.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Ace is probably, you know, he'd be a perfect example of a guy that I think might just shelve the ASA for a full year and just shoot nothing but USATs, you know, and we'll maybe shoot a couple, world events.
I mean, people that are looking at wanting to do that really well and what to practice, obviously you got to practice. You got to practice shooting, practice in all conditions, because you never know what you're going to get. You're going to get wind, rain, whatever it is, right? Equipment, make sure that your equipment is 100% forgiving. And then the mental side of it is one of the toughest things. You know, at least in ASA, you get a break in between targets, and you get to hang out over there. You're just one arrow after another after another. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You screw up your third arrow in a qualification round.
It's a war of attrition.
Exactly.
Yeah. You think? Let me ask you a crazy question, because I got asked this last night. They going to allow? And I don't even know if they allow this now. Can you shoot up as an individual into a higher level class?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you just
I shot.
You can't shoot down.
As a junior, I shot in the senior division all the time.
Because I will tell you, there are 2 youngsters that I know that might do this, and they are absolute studs. Like,
I mean, I shot studs. I shot as a junior, as a cadet all the time, and then shot as a senior, as a junior.
Yeah,
like
really?
when I was aged.
So you
as
can
a junior.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I wasn't sure. I didn't know how that worked.
Yeah, I mean, here's the crazy part, and I've told this to a couple other people that I just talked to this weekend. Or when I was in Salt Lake City, like, yeah, you might be a stud now, but it's how you handle the pressure shooting against the bigger guns out there. Yeah. Like you're shooting up against Kyle when you've never had to do that before. How do you handle that pressure when you see him stacking arrows into the X ring and you're like barely making a 9 or a 10?
Right.
Yeah, it's intimidating.
Yeah,
and that's where your mental game has to be airtight.
Yeah. No, there's no doubt. It's just.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun.
It will be fun for sure.
And, you know, it's crazy because, like, the stadium where we're shooting archery at, it's going to be shot at night. And, you know, they want the whole world to be awake for when it's happening. And that's where, I think that's one of the practice fields. It's the LA Galaxy field. And they're using it right now for the World Cup. So it's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. No, it's going to be a really big deal.
Yeah.
Which brings me into where we at in time. I'm just curious. We're trying to try to keep us at an hour.
We're at 38 minutes.
Okay, good. So we're going to spend this last 20 minutes because this is going to be a tough subject. And I want to bring this up because this is something that's been wearing on me, and it's been talked about a lot over the last couple of big tournaments. And you both will have a ton of insight into this. But and I'm going to call out all the manufacturers, and I work for one, and so I'm calling him out too. It's getting frustrating as a competitor shooting in this sport for all the years, and especially Bridger, you too. We are running into this issue where and maybe call me negative Nancy, but I'm worried about the health of our sport at the highest level. And I hesitate to use the word professional because it gets used in a negative connotation from the manufacturers all the time. And, and I've heard it come out of the mouths of some people. I'm not going to pay money to support a hobby. And that makes me crazy because every sport's a hobby. Mm-hmm. Golf, basketball, baseball, football, you name it. They're all hobbies that have morphed and turned into major sports organizations that have a professional level system that you have to go through to become a professional of sorts. Yes, our sports watered down to the point you can pay to play as a professional, right, wrong, or indifferent. But it frustrates me as a member of that community, as a competitive shooter, and now working as a manufacturer's rep. And I'm not just talking about, I'm talking about all manufacturers. I heard this come out of the mouth of everybody. Why do we as an organizational hobby, if you want to call it that, rely and count monetarily whether the professionals in our sport make money for our manufacturers or not? Because I can tell you now, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think NASCAR exists because Ford, Chevy, and Toyota say that it sells them more cars. I don't think, with the exception of a handful, and we've got the same thing in our sport, but you take the top 5 to 6 well-known golfers that we know, like Rory McIlroy and Tiger and DeChambeau and some of these guys. The other 190 pros that play on that tour are not moving the needle monetarily for the organizations they support.
I mean,
no way. So what's your take on that?
So, like, to me, regardless of like how our events or how our professional ranks are structured, like, I think it's hard to deny, like, regardless of which card carrying pro you are for golf, like, you're one of the best 190 golfers on the face of the planet. Obviously, it's harder to earn that PGA card.
Very. Or
harder to earn that live golf contract money.
Right.
Type card.
Right.
Than it is to be in professional archery. But, like, I think it's hard to deny that Kyle Douglas and Matthias Fullerton are the two best human beings shooting modern compound bows on the face of the planet right now. Like,
agreed.
It's being able to sell that to the general public. Like, people understand golf enough to want to watch Scotty Scheffler and Rory McIlroy swing a golf club, but golf is also a much larger venue. Like, there's more people watching golf than there is people watching archery.
100%.
Like,
I agree with that.
I mean, at one point, archery was on ESPN.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Courtney and I were watching ESPN News for the baseball game, which I do have to be home before 8 o'clock because the Aggies are playing to make it to the Super Regionals,
right,
or whatever the next round is for College World Series,
right?
But, like, they had foosball turned on, like some World Championship foosball event from 2019 turned on to ESPN News because the game on ESPN2 was running long, so they showed the Aggie game on ESPN News, and it switched back over to ESPN, and ESPN News was playing a fucking foosball game. So, like, yeah, it was forced upon me watching that, but I did accidentally watch a foosball game for like 10 minutes. So, like, I mean, it was somewhat compelling, which is the worst part. But, like, obviously, I switched it back to baseball.
Well, but it
was still put in front of my eyeballs.
CBS is picking up some archery stuff.
Yep.
They're supposed to pick up some of the Vegas shoot or something.
They did the Vegas shoot, but yeah, like weirdo times.
But that's the problem. But
it's like 6 o'clock in the morning.
But here's the problem, and no offense to Cam or anyone else, but no one has figured out the way to make archery compelling, even though we sitting in this room know that it's compelling. We know the game within the game that can be, if talked about properly on live TV or whatever you want to call it, recorded TV. We haven't not done it. We've done a terrible job of it, to be honest.
I mean, I think within our industry, like, I know everybody has their complaints about PJ, and, like, I don't think anybody dislikes Darren, but, like, I think they do a good job, like, communicating to other archers, but, like, it's the outside.
No, we haven't. That's what I'm saying. We haven't figured that out.
Yeah, the outside perspective to where
there's no emotion.
I think the closest guy,
no emotion, but, like, somebody, it's getting them, like, somebody that isn't an archer to understand, like the amount of skill it takes to do what they're doing to somebody else that doesn't understand archery.
Right. Well, it's like
it's the same way. I don't swing a golf club near as good as Scotty does, but like I understand when the dude like Rick Faraday breaks it down to me when they're doing the goofy golf swing analysis stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's interesting and compelling to watch, even as somebody that doesn't watch golf.
Right. It still boils down to we are tying the highest level archers in our sport to monetary gains on the manufacturer level, and I think it's unfair. I was talking to Nathan Brooks about this from Elite, and he's a good friend and great guy, and I look at it, him and I both agree, we look at this as proving grounds. Like we have equipment that is getting made every year in and year out with advances in technology, and let's be honest, a professional target archer is going to shoot his bow literally probably 10,000 more arrows than your typical shade tree archer that's in his backyard shooting a 3D target. I mean, it's like they're not even a comparison between how many.
So the shop I work at now, we do a lot, almost exclusively bow hunter setups.
Right.
And like I would bet you most guys shoot their bows less than 150 times a year.
100%. I agree with that.
As an average guy that owns a bow to go out and kill whitetail deer or axis deer around here, like whatever bow hunting game they're after, like the average guy shoots less than 150
right.
times.
So the problem is that the manufacturers have not found a way to take their own professionals that they are paying, some paying to shoot, some not, but taking that and correlating it to a proven grounds to then market it to the general public that is shooting their bow 150 times a year.
Yeah.
Because what's currently happening is the guy that's coming into that shop that you work at is going on and he's listening to Scotty Evans, the bow boy from TikTok. They're listening to the MFJJ from Washington, the Mohawk guy. They're listening to Joe Rogan on his podcast. They're listening to Cameron Haynes. I mean, they're listening to social media celebrities, and that's how they're picking their equipment right now. And let's be honest, those guys, I just named
digest information.
It is, but so we've done a horribly poor job of taking guys that are shooting our sport at the highest level. And let's be honest, and you know this, Bridger, you and I, and you know this too, Jay. To do what we do, which is go shoot a quarter-size dot at 50 yards with no aiming point, or to do what Jason does, which is shoot 140 some arrows in a given week, at one of your tournaments at that dot with no scope, no sight, no lens, and all that. That is not easy. And so, who's the real professional in our sport? Is it MFJJ and Scotty Evans and Dan Staton? Or is it Bridger Deaton and Jason Tabansky and Danny McCarthy?
My favorite advice to give guys is, like, if you're looking for bow mechanical information, talk to somebody that shoots their bow for a living.
Agreed. I've said that for years.
I think there's a reason that Paige Pierce is as popular as she is, and that's because she does a really good job of, like, having easy to digest information. She made that post today or yesterday
about the release.
Yeah, about changing the release extension and just like, hey, quick hack, just move your sight so you don't blow up arrows and you get two different groups.
Yeah.
But this is how much better it was for me when I did this change. Like, easy to digest information from somebody that shoots their bow for a living. Like, there's a reason that she's popular.
Right.
And those guys, like, they're easy to digest information and they do it in an entertaining way.
And that's the thing. I think so. The other guys that I'm talking about on social media, they're great celebrities of our sport. They know how to talk in front of a camera. They're fun. I love Scotty Evans, the guy bow boy. He is hilarious. I mean, he's intriguing. He's engaging. I love watching his stuff because it's entertaining. Now, do I listen to him if he told me that this rest is better than this rest or this release? No, sorry, bro. You don't shoot as much as the guys that I know that I will take that advice from. And that's no offense to him, but we are it's just amazing to me that we've got guys in our industry that have been shooting for a living the years that they have, the skill set, the intelligence they have in our sport. Some of them are extremely marketable. And instead of a manufacturer taking those guys and building a franchise around them potentially, they'll let a guy like Scott Evans come out of nowhere who put himself in front of a camera and happens to be extremely entertaining. He is now but not say the face of the franchise, but he becomes
The subject matter expert.
The subject matter expert, exactly. And for me, that's insanity. I mean, we are never going to make it as an industry with that mindset. And I challenge a manufacturer out there, the one who's done it the best, and I'll say it, and I've said it a million times. Matthews Archery has done the best job of taking their professionals and marketing them, and no one in this room will argue that Levi Morgan has not impacted and moved sales for them.
Well, yeah. But Levi also gets the other eyeballs of
TV,
the bow hunting side.
the bow hunting side, and I agree with that. So, but who built that? You know, that's Levi. So Levi's went off on his own to build that Levi Morgan brand, which is well known. You know, and so there's a lot of people that ask, has Danny McCarthy done that? Is Danny as marketable for that same? Because he doesn't have that. He doesn't have the.
I mean,
but
Dan
I will tell
also
you,
gets paid because of his engineering background.
Because he's so smart.
The way that he's been able to design different products.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Like he's contributed in other ways that are just more behind the scenes.
Right.
Like he also wins a lot of shit too. Like
exactly.
The guy's pretty good at slinging a carbon stick.
Yeah.
Well, and then you look at, and I hate to say it, but you look. I mean, I was watching the women's pro shoot down this weekend, and 4 of the 5 of them are shooting Matthews. I mean, they've definitely picked the right girls, and but it's going to go back to the whole thing of, like you said, with Paige. Paige literally keeps Bowtech relevant in that world. I mean, singly by herself. And I think Bowtech has done a really good job of, and I could be wrong, but maybe helping her with her content creation, elevating the brand and everything.
Well, I mean, she earns what she does. Like, I mean, if you just look at, you were talking about the companies keeping it alive keeping professional archery alive from a contingency standpoint. Like, she gets some of the best payouts when she wins tournaments. Right. Like compared to any other company out there.
Yeah. And I've questioned the whole, and I've been looking into it and thinking about it long and hard. Is contingency the right thing to do?
I mean, that is the largest portion of the payouts at any given tournament, besides Vegas.
Correct.
Vegas is $50,000. That's the biggest one.
Right.
50 or 50 plus.
And that's sheer volume driving that kind of.
But well, I mean, it's guaranteed money.
Right.
For the open division anyway. Well, all the championship classes, I think, have a guaranteed payout.
Yeah. Right.
To some degree, but like besides that tournament, the largest one on the planet, which I guess I don't know. Did Brady say
Reading?
Well, no, like attendance wise.
Oh, it's Vegas.
Did Lancaster beat it this year?
They did.
It might have. I don't know.
I was going to say, did Lancaster get the largest?
Brady said that they beat it by 300.
I was going to say, I thought I saw something.
That's shocking.
But
really,
I mean, if we look
if that's the case, then if that's the case, then Lancaster broke 3,500 this year.
I mean, I guess.
Because I think Vegas was at 33 or 32, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, if we look historically, Vegas is the most notorious.
It's the largest, most notorious tournament.
Archery tournament on the planet.
Yeah.
Bar none, hands down. Like, despite Lancaster beating it by a couple hundred.
Well, that's just date.
That's badass. Congrats on Lancaster.
And that's date and timing. That's all it is.
Regardless, from a notoriety standpoint, like, Vegas is the biggest one. Everything else, like a large portion of the money that you win when you place in first place at that tournament is coming from the manufacturer in the form of contingency.
Okay, so I want to pose this.
There's a lot of big stuff coming in the background though.
We have the bow hunting games.
No,
what's APX?
APX. It's a new circuit in China.
Is that the thing that Louis, Matthias, and Jimmy went to?
And Brady, yeah. Mm-hmm. Apparently they had like 150 archers out there. And it's a whole thing in China. It's an archer's professional exhibit or something like that.
Is it live for archery?
Pretty much.
They tried that one.
Money.
They tried that one in India last year, and
that's still around.
I was going to say that was pretty popular. I thought.
And then so last night, like you were talking about how foosball was kind of forced on you, right?
Yeah.
I was just flipping through YouTube. I would do that every time before I go to bed. And SBS is a sports broadcasting station, I think, in Korea. Did they have like 6 people on their panel watching guys shoot indoor archery? And they're commentating, and like this is broadcast nationwide. And that's why Korea is very good at archery.
I mean, archery's always been a big deal.
Well, it's their largest spectator sport in the country.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's the
baseball. It's the number 1, number 2 sport.
Dude, Courtney said something about baseball only being big in the States and was like, babe, have you
No.
ever seen the
No.
Japanese professional baseball
Oh
league?
my gosh.
Bro, they have their series trophy is like a Masters of the Universe broadsword.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane.
Yeah, and
Those
I mean,
people go crazy for that
the
stuff.
Koreans have like 18 teams as well, or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
So here's the question for you guys. Knowing the way professional archery is being perceived right now in the industry, and in my opinion, I think we're eating our young. We're killing ourselves. We're eating ourselves because we have the wrong mindset as from an organizational standpoint. I can't, I personally think contingency needs to go away. There needs to be a different way to pay archers, and it's not through contingency, because then it gives the power of the entire sport to the manufacturers, and that's just wrong in every way, shape, or form. Because you're always going to run into the same problem of, I need this professional to create sales opportunities for us, and that's just not going to happen. It's not what professional sports is built around. It's around marketing, around all the other non-endemic sponsors. It's like, think about it. You look at the Super Bowl. You look at the Super Bowl ads. The TV commercials are the greatest things in the world. I watch the Super Bowl for that reason, because they're so funny.
Well, yeah, but the guys, I guess the players, are looking to earn money because they perform to win new contracts.
Right.
From the organization.
But my point is that all those commercials, not one of those commercials have anything to do with the sport of football.
Well, yeah.
They're non-endemic. They have nothing to do with it. Our sport thrives and lives by the endemic sponsors that are within our four walls. We talked about on the line this weekend, me and Todd Mead, and he's a super great guy, but we only market to 2,000 or 3,000 people. Literally,
Yeah.
Target Archery markets to 2,000 to 3,000 people. That's it in the U.S. That's how many probably competitive target archers that matter. Is how many
people that regularly go
attend
to all
and
these
go. Correct.
Yeah.
So, and you could say that's probably maybe 5,000 holistically. You take in USATs and ASA and everything, but it's still the same small market around the bow hunting community, which is what 1.9 million or some crazy number. So, with that being said, how do we change the sport to actually help it make it grow as a professionally driven sport that has celebrity, that has the ability to make money for sponsors?
I mean, I don't know. TAC seems to be doing something with it. I mean, it's kind of its own thing, but that's definitely
But it's funny you say
making
that.
the window of marketability larger, because there's more bow hunters that know what TAC is. Than,
Exactly. So with
that
that being
know what a
said,
USAT
but here's the
event
funny part about that. So there's a company up in Oklahoma called Shot 3DX. Shot 3D Experience is what it's called. Jeremy, we sponsor it as an organization. He has roughly 800 to 1,200 shooters that attend those 3-day events, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
He has 5 events between Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Louisiana, basically. Along with that, he is running a Saturday morning ASA qualifier to run in conjunction with it. And the reason he did this with the help of the state directors from around those states so that it helps drive attendance. So the thought process was, hey, man, I get more shooters to come in to shoot Shot 3D Experience, and you get more shooters maybe shoot your qualifiers. It's funny. I was talking to one of the directors yesterday about this. Out of those 800 shooters, let's say, that go to the last event, I said, how many ASA qualifier people did you have shoot? Well, we had about 80. Out of those 80, how many stayed to shoot the shot part of it? Maybe less than 10. And then I asked him, okay, so on the shot side, how many of the shot guys out of the 800 crossed over to shoot the competitive ASA round on Saturday morning? Less than 10. Yes.
Really?
Yes. So my point is this. I think you've got 2 completely different genres that don't care one about the other. If it makes sense. Yeah, that's a horrible timing with that aerosol.
Okay.
But that I don't think one really cares about the other. And because they're so different. Like you said, TAC. That's the only reason I don't want to interrupt you. But let's look.
I don't disagree.
There was 6,000 people at TAC in Pennsylvania this past weekend.
How many?
6,000.
It's their largest event in the country.
It's the one in PA.
Yeah, in the PA. It's the
I
largest
mean,
event.
I don't disagree with you. Like, I'm sure it's just getting people to see the advantage from a target perspective. That's most of my selling that I do every day at work. Is like, hey man, like I do this stuff to try and hit my carbon tube to hit the same spot every time. But if your carbon tube hits the same spot every time, you're probably going to kill the deer every time. Like,
makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I'll go back to the question. But I mean, what would be your answer to this, though? And what do you think? I mean, like you said, TAC has figured it out. But
Non-endemic
have
sponsors is always going to be the advantage. But I don't know that, like, if we still keep it within the industry, it's getting like, okay, so if you're a manufacturer, instead of paying your money in contingency, the 10 grand you'd spend every weekend in contingency and having a booth space, put that money as guaranteed money for first, second, third, and whatever divisions, and stack that money on top and have the organization pay that out. If you want to eliminate and let just winning be winning, and that's what sells your bows, like pay a certain portion for guaranteed payout from the tournament organization and let attendance be the thing that drives which organization lives and dies.
So what you're saying is you're going to pay kind of a pre-contingency whether you get a winner or not, but you're going to pay to be a part of that.
So you're being a title sponsor.
I am Darton. I shoot a Darton bow. You work for Darton. I'm Darton. I'm taking the however much you paid for a booth space, whatever you paid to sponsor the tournament, and whatever you would guesstimate your contingency payout. Because we had senior pro, a senior guy did well.
Yeah, Chad Hilburn.
Chad,
he won it.
Chad won, so you're paying contingency for that. You had Jacob in the shoot off, made the podium. You got contingency for that. So whatever sum of money you want to say, I'm gonna probably pay because I have good shooters on my team. I just write a check of that to ASA for pool money, and that is automatically only to be paid out in prize fund money.
And so if all the manufacturers did that, there would be a bigger pot.
I'm doing that as Darton. Matthews is doing that. Hoyt is
Hoyt's
doing that. Whatever other company wants to dump money into there, Bowtech, like everybody. That's the only way you're sponsoring this tournament is it's all going to prize money, regardless of who wins with
Dude,
what.
that's a brilliant idea.
With whatever bow. So if I'm Matthews,
and then as part of that, you get free booth space for the year. Do whatever you want.
Like structure that how you would. Yeah. But like, if you truly want to see what bow company is using the best shit, like, I mean, at that point too, then it still frees up having like personal contracts. Like you can still have when I shot for Matthews, I got paid a salary.
Right.
Like you can still have that, but because all that stuff is behind closed doors anyways. Like nobody ever. It's always a part of your contract. You're not supposed to talk about your contract. So, like, you can still have that. That is actually anything. A genius idea that's not been talked about yet. I mean, and I've talked to a lot of people about this. I mean, it would get weird because then you're still like inflating the shooting organization.
Yeah, but you know what? Here, but
money.
Let me tell you what's genius about that. Okay, so you're thinking out loud. You look at who has the largest stable of shooters that have the best chance of podium at ASA events. That's an easy one. Come on.
I mean, probably Matthews.
Matthews, without a doubt, it's Matthews. So if Matthews would actually save money in this regard, because they'd be paying X amount of dollars to sponsor that tour for the year, and then they would be making sure they have the right shooters, because if that payment plan. Actually, Matthews they would be allowing Hoyt, Darton, Elite, and Bowtech subsidized.
Basically, if I'm Kyle Douglas and I'm winning up every tournament I go to, I'm still getting a $10,000 check or whatever.
The winner, it's not a $10,000 check; it's the prize money.
Yeah,
correct. But everybody's paying for it instead of one company.
Exactly.
Boom.
I mean, this is very socialist,
dude. You're
crazy for being a socialist here.
You're feeding the poor with rich people's money. That's all it is.
I'm feeding the guy that's shooting well enough to win.
But here's the thing. Yeah. But now the negative side of it, and let's be honest, Matthews has got a massive, because I seen it this weekend, the disparity between their contingency checks and everyone else's, it's big. There's a big number between those two. But it would probably hurt them a little bit on the fact of there are some guys that are legitimately picking their bows to win the money.
Well, yeah.
I mean, would that change that dynamic? I think it would. Because now if the organization, ASA, is paying that as prize money, now it's bring what, I always run what you brung. It don't matter anymore. Hell, if you want to go shoot a PSE, whatchamacallit, Supra from back in 10 years ago and you can light it up with it, who cares?
I mean, like I said, this is very socialist.
Bro, but it's actually a really good idea.
Non-free market. Like, it is, but it isn't. Like, it is a shoot the best equipment you can. Like, shoot the thing that's going to put the arrow in the middle.
100%.
So regardless of what it is. And if you have the best bow, which, again, clearly, like Kyle's, one of the best shooters on the planet.
I don't think it matters what he shoots.
Like, well, regardless, like a lot of the best guys are shooting a Matthews, and I don't think that's an accident. Like, they make a damn good bow. But again, like regardless, it would even the playing field in some form or fashion from a socialist manufacturer.
So I will tell you that me and Nathan, God, we'll share something else. Probably shouldn't say this out loud, but you know, him and I were talking about another thing that needs to happen. There needs to be a new game. I mean, I hate to say it, but USAT 50 meters, God, it's been around for 80 years. USA Archery, ASA Archery stuff has been around for probably going on 30, 35, 40 years now. NFAA, probably even longer, you know, their game that they play with field archery and stuff. There is desperate need for something new and different. All the organizations are too afraid to step back and change with the times, and like other sports are evolving. Like, let me give you an example. Baseball now has a computerized strike and ball system, which I think is going to be around the corner, be here permanently.
Best thing to happen to the game
I agree.
in like 10 years.
But that is like taking something, we can't even change one little thing in our sport without it being, you know, oh, we can't do it, we're going to change. You know, it just drives me insane. But you got these other sports that are migrating and changing. And I'll tell you.
Yeah, dude, I mean, baseball pretty much eliminated umpires.
And I think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, they suck. I mean, but I will say that but Lancaster, for example, you said it beat Vegas, and it makes sense because we did talk about this on the line today, this past weekend. What did Lancaster do that everyone else is afraid to, and it forced Vegas to change what they did this year? They created the little bonus ring dot.
Scoring ring.
So they had the balls to take the typical Vegas face and put the little scoring ring in there to change the game, to give now someone an opportunity to make up where they fail.
Yeah.
So and now Vegas made a change this year to make their shoot down more compelling.
I think the target change in Vegas is a great move.
100%, I agree.
Like it at least simplifies it and makes it easier to digest.
Yes.
Like instead of like three old guys looking at an arrow call,
right?
Like it at least makes that arrow call a little bit more definitive than the inside out thing.
So my point is and to get back to what I was saying. So Nathan and I were talking, and him and I both agreed. I thought about this a long time, and this has been coming up in conversation. You know, bass fishing is starting to a new circuit, new league that is team driven. Put two guys in a boat together and go fish a major tour event to win $100,000.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if we put together a team archery event like that, where you go and shoot with a teammate? Now, whether that's a blind draw or you can sign up as a team, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, I wouldn't want Danny and Levi shooting a freaking, you know, an ASA unknown tournament together. We're probably going to get our butt whooped.
The way to earn the biggest check at Break the Barriers was their team event.
See, I love that.
Like, I think first place for the team was like, everybody got close to $2,000. I mean, it was like $2,300 or $2,500 bucks. Nice. Like it was the best paycheck of the weekend.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do you think, Jay? Well, I mean, if this was your organization to run archery as a whole sport, holistic sport, what do we do to get this thing moving in the right direction and get it out of control of the manufacturers?
Well, one thing that I notice, and I see this a lot when we travel, you know, especially in our realm and in the Olympic, Paralympic style stuff, right? Every other country that we go to,
I know you're going to say this,
their government is funding their teams, right? We are not. We are not. Our teams are scrounging up money from USOPC and whatever they get from them, right? I think that a government injection of funds would definitely help. And then when you go out into events like this, you just need better sponsors out there, like sponsors that have nothing to do with the sport. Okay,
so with that being said, do you think that, and this is you talking about a maverick decision, but if it was my organization to run, what is United States giving the USOC to help them drive your sport right now? I mean, the U.S. government.
Yeah. So the way that it happens, and this is me to my understanding, it's all public out there. You can look it up as well. Is Congress passes grants over to USOPC, and that has to be dispersed amongst every sport. Every single sport gets a chunk. And
I imagine that's being dispersed according to the viability and the size and the viewership.
Yep. So obviously, like track and field is going to get a big chunk. Swimming is going to get a big chunk. archery is going to get whatever
nothing,
you get. Yeah.
pretty much.
So you're going to get whatever you can get, right?
So, crazy question. If you had Harvest Midstream Oil Company wants to dump $10 million into the archery programs for the United States, should we be wearing a Harvest Midstream jersey with a little bit of USA moniker because we are shooting on behalf of our country? But let's be honest, they're not they're not helping us.
Yeah, I mean, we are shooting. They are sponsoring the U.S. team. They're not sponsoring the athlete, right?
Yes.
So yeah, they get some
Let's say it's a team.
I say they get some real estate, but no, something like that would be amazing because even with us and with you guys, Bridger, not every World Cup is funded for people to go.
Well,
like you've got to pay out of pocket.
Well,
to
that's
go
what I was going to
compete,
say,
right?
and that brings me to this point that I was going to interrupt you with, and I said, okay, I'm just going to shut up. But traveling internationally, we get to talk to a lot of people and see what their countries are doing for them. Like Korea, for example, they proudly wear the Korean flag and the Korean moniker on their jerseys because when they get identified as a specialist in their sport, they get paid to do that.
Yeah.
We just had a conversation with my wife about the fact of, and you know this because of who you are, you can't go out and shoot a full USAT World Cup event cycle without being extremely wealthy, extremely in control of your own schedule because you own your own business, or have a sponsor sponsoring you so you can still make enough money to put a roof on your head and feed yourself and then go on that travel schedule.
Yeah.
For the United States, it's almost impossible.
Yeah, I mean, and the stipends that we get
They don't cover
aren't going to cover everything, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to cover okay, so we went to Thailand. And
Self-funded.
that was an out-of-pocket expense, right? Going to Czech Republic, that's going to be half an out-of-pocket expense for me. Then I want to go to Chile and shoot that one. That's going to be a full out-of-pocket expense. And the crazy thing is people are like, well, why are you going if you don't have to? Like, no, I have to. If I want to keep my world ranking up and if I want to stay relevant and competitive in the sport, I have to go to these events.
And everyone else is going to those events from other countries. That's being paid for by those countries.
Correct. Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah. The majority of countries out there that have that government support, they do go to a lot more events.
Well, so that's my whole point is that, is the tipping point where we quit wearing the Team USA stuff and rah, because let's be honest, the United States is doing nothing for you.
Yeah, I don't think that'll ever happen because you can't go to an Olympics and not represent a country.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't be
So
a
basically
part of a national governing body and not wear the national colors.
But our entire internal system around the Olympics is broken. Then.
Yeah, but you would get
degree.
some real estate on the shirts. Like there's a lot of companies that do support the U.S. team, and they get when you order your jersey, you can put like Lancaster or whoever's on there.
I mean, when I was on the U.S. team, one of the last jerseys I got, I had Matthews, Lancaster. I don't think I had gold tip on there, but whatever jersey. Ones that were also sponsors of the organization. I had Lancaster and Matthews on my jersey when I shot on the World Cup team.
Right.
So
and theoretically, if you were shooting the PSC at that time, you might have a jersey that's got Matthews on it.
No, you could elect to not have that on.
Oh,
there.
You could elect.
Yeah, you can pick whatever you want. Yeah,
yeah. If it's an official organization sponsor, Matthews sponsored USA Archery, and USA Archery is the one that signed me up for the tournament because I was on the USA Archery United States shooting team. So I was able to put their logo on my jersey because they sponsored the tournament. Or they sponsored me being on. They sponsored the team that I was being sent to this event on.
Yeah, there's other things that you don't get a choice on. For example, for us, Easton Foundation. You've got to have that Easton Foundation logo because they are a huge supporter of USA Archery.
A title sponsor.
Yes, USA Archery as a whole.
Correct. They're an NGB sponsor.
Right.
There was another one a couple of years ago. We had Datacore was a NGB sponsored, so we had them on the jersey. There was I'm about to sponsor Melissa Tennant and her.
Get her off the aerosol. Yeah, I want to strangle her right now.
Oh, we're almost done.
Yeah, but if we want to keep it under an hour.
But going back to the whole, I don't know. The whole thing that sucks about it though is that in your world, then you're kind of handcuffed. There's nothing you can do about it.
To a certain point, but Nothing is stopping an outside sponsor. Like I just went to Colorado Springs last month because there was a big organization that said, hey, we're going to pick 10 people and we're going to give them a grant so that they can continue traveling. I can still get money from outside entities and use it towards my travel. Mm-hmm. Some of those are 1099'd.
But
some of
those are independent sponsors for you personally. So my point is, though, you're never going to get enough, and because this has been the beef with USA Archery forever, USAT tournaments, is, you shoot USAT for God and country and medals. You shoot ASA if you want to make a living. Mm-hmm. So my point is that are we ever going to be and maybe this is with all Olympics, I don't know. So you correct me if I'm wrong, but there's never going to be prize money in a USAT event that's going to be good enough for you guys to actually make a living on.
I mean, bro, I got paid $20,000 to win World Cup final. Like that was what World Archery paid me.
Did you get tax on it?
I mean, not technically.
Yeah. You could have avoided tax if they paid you in Deutschmarks or whatever.
Yeah, I avoided tax because they paid in Swiss francs.
But $20,000 is not going to be enough for a common person to live on.
But it was definitely like the extra money I got from my manufacturer at the time, Matthews.
Right.
Like through my contract. Right. On top of it, that made it so I was able to make money.
Right.
Yeah.
While I was
but
shooting.
you realize that's no longer the case. It's not even close.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's not even close.
I mean, to make a decent amount of money, you got to be like, winning absolutely everything.
You got to win everything. You've got to have sponsorships.
But even that, what did Kyle win at
I mean, he's probably at about $50,000.
No, I mean, what did he win at Salt Lake? He didn't win hardly anything. What was his check?
Salt Lake
from the organization.
I think the organization was like $1,500.
He won $1,500,
and then Matthews was like $5,000.
Yeah, it was probably somewhere between 5 and 10.
Right.
Yeah, and then gold tip. Then he gets paid by this.
Right.
Obviously,
the contingencies,
stuff,
right? Right.
Every single one. The more you have, the more you get paid. But then the more you're tied down.
Right.
Like if you're tied down all the way down to your veins, you can't have freedom of enjoying other stuff.
Right.
So
that was my question. So once again, I'll go back. The USAT trail, your guys' entire way you do business, it would be almost impossible to affect positive change because it is such a big governing body that runs by World Archery rules. I don't foresee that there's ever going to be a situation where you can be a USAT archer. I take it back. Brady is making a living shooting a bow, obviously.
Yeah, but Brady also has products out there. Brady also
he gets
influences
paid by,
a lot of.
He gets paid by Hoyt, has his BE line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Excel.
Brady
so none of that's driven
stuff.
by USA Archery.
No, it's driven by the individual.
That's driven by Brady.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. I mean, they do give you the tools to be as successful or non-successful as you want to be. It's all about your ambition and how much you want to learn and make a difference in the sport. Like, again, Brady has his finger tab. He's got his grips. He's got a whole bunch of stuff, right?
But once again, he's not making money to live on from winning tournaments.
If all Brady was living on was the USAT checks, then no.
Yeah.
He'd be in Section 8 housing.
So my point is that Kim from the Korea that he shoots against all the time and is battling.
Yeah.
Kim is making a living shooting a bow.
Well, Koreans treat their archers like celebrities. They get endorsement deals by clothing companies.
Even an Indian or a guy from India, he's getting paid to shoot his bow. It's just what he's doing.
Well, again,
he's getting a stipend every month from the Indian government.
Yeah,
I'm sure
the guys from India, the government is putting in a ton of money.
That's what I'm saying. So
shout out
they're getting
the bag.
They're getting support from their country to support their archers to become the best that they can be within the sport of their choice.
Exactly, but you've got to look at the sizes of these delegations as well, and you look at stuff like that. Like the
India
US
has 3 billion people to pick from to win an archery tournament.
Well, Korea's got less than us by far. It's a tiny country.
Well, yeah, but still. But because it's that tiny.
They're non-endemic sponsors.
I'm just saying that. I'm just saying. Okay, let me put it in a different perspective.
Tours out there.
Let me put it in a different
perspective.
Money. If you took half of the money that the Somalians have fraudulently gotten from the United States government in the last 10 years,
could have gone
half that money. You could have supported every single athlete in the United States as an Olympic competitor and give them a cost of living wage and let them train to be the best they can.
Yeah.
And it would have been cakewalk.
You 100%. Have to convince Joe Rogan to tell Elon Musk that shooting a bow is cool. and then get Doge on that shit.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I guess I wanted to have a compelling discussion because it is going to take, I think, a sea of change in our sport if we're ever going to, and I don't think it's going to happen in my lifetime, to see us become relevant. At the end of the day, and I hate to say it, we've got to find a way to get the manufacturers out of the business of professional archery. It's just got to happen. And until we do, we are going to flounder in, and I'll give you an example. And I always say this, bass fishing got Walmart, put the sport on its back, made it relevant, made it network TV watchable, major contracts coming out. People were fishing for a living. Walmart is no longer there. They are still now seeking to find another one. They can't, and bass fishing is dying. It is literally dying on the vine right now. It is because now it's back to the endemic sponsors controlling and archery. And it's funny because I'm watching it dive back down to where we are as archery now, and it's seen the top of the peak, and now it's terrible to watch, you know. But it's part of the maturation process of things. And I don't know if, like I said, in our lifetime we'll ever see a change. I just wanted to have a discussion because it's something that needs to be talked about more. And if any multi-millionaire guys are listening, and you want to find a place to risk your money, but I think if done right, can be done well.
Well, they've done a couple of things where like a big time sponsor actually threw in some money. So if you make the Olympic or Paralympic team for LA 28, there will be a good chunk of money given to you just for making the team.
Really?
So that kind of drives purpose.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that goes.
Right. Well, and the sad part is that this sport, and especially in your world, it is the haves and the have-nots. Mm-hmm. There's some great archers out there that could beat probably half the people that are shooting now. They're never going to see the light of day because they don't have the time or the money to do it. Yeah. It's impossible. I mean, they're 9-to-5ers, families. You know, they don't. I mean, I know some of these guys personally, and I've always, you know that too. There's some guys in California, bro, freaking hammers, and nobody ever wants to see them on a line.
They just can't.
But they can't. They're plumbers. They're electricians. They're working 9 to 5 to support a family, and they're just never going to be able to do it. You know, and you look at the kids growing up now. I mean, you know, Bodie Turner's an amazing archer. He's amazing, but he ain't got a car payment, bro. He ain't got a house payment. Sorry. I mean, I hate to say this, but Bridger, you're a great example, and it's a terrible thing to say, but you know, you shot at the highest level of sport, won a World Cup.
I was living in.
How are you? You were living at home. Mama's feeding you. You're doing your laundry, and when life happens, dude, it gets hard. You know, you got bills to pay. How many times have I heard you in the past? Man, I'd love to go to that tournament. I'm just out of money. I can't do it this week. You know, and Bodie Turner doesn't have to make that call.
I mean,
keep going.
Dude, if I would
I'm
have
not
picked
going
up,
to shit talk him because like I was in his shoes at
Yeah.
one time, and that's part of the game right now.
It is
like
part of the game.
if I would have picked up this sport while I was still in the military, I would have never been able to do it.
No.
But I mean, in Kyle's defense, Kyle's that old. He's got a wife. He's running the business too. Like he's running the business as well, and I mean, he's finding the way to do. He owns
an
a bow
archery
shop, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, he owns a bow shop.
Bro, I work at a bow shop.
Yeah.
Like
It's a little bit different when you're the owner, though.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
like, you know, it's kind of the same deal. So,
well,
you know, you do what you can to try and get with your passion. And right now, it is still a passion sport, but there is opportunities. But you got to be pretty fucking good.
well, like I said, if we can invent a different game that's more compelling, that is in the different locations where we currently are. Major metropolitan cities, make it watchable, make it fan driven. You know, we went
And
to
then
Thailand
use that money.
and use that.
Thailand was a huge miss.
That's what I'm saying. Thailand was like an example where
8 million people, and there was like 10 people.
10
in the
people
stands.
watching because they never advertise it, and it's a World Cup event. It's
Yeah,
like, are you
and I mean, it
kidding
was
me?
hot as shit, but
It was hot,
But still,
Yeah. Anyways, we'll get it wrapped up. I just wanted to have that conversation. Maybe that's something we can talk about again later. But it is something that's heavily weighted on my mind as I age and try to make a mark in this crazy ass industry we're in. But we thank you for listening, and hopefully we'll get this episode out pretty quick. And
it's going out right now.
Oh, sweet. And so like some guys that I seen this weekend in London bugging me, when are you going to record again? Well, here we are.
Yep.
And we'll catch you guys on the next one. We appreciate you and thank you.
See you guys.
We'll see you. There was a big topic of discussion, dude.